welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. As always, you got your hosts, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My guys, what's going on? I feel like I haven't seen you all week. I said it a couple weeks ago because, I wasn't at work, but I'm at work and I still don't see y'all. So where y'all been at? What's up? Where y'all been at?
That's my fault. I've been busy.
Yeah, we know you. You at the, you with the big folks.
I saw Ryan today.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
I did too.
He took some time out to see the little man. Okay.
God, stop.
He said, I'll take some time out for you.
It's not like that.
Peasant.
Hey, I saw him, right? I said, hey, man, come by. He said, yeah, I got you when I get back.
I never did.
That boy ghosted me. I said, okay.
I never did.
I was in there. I was like the little puppy commercial. In the arms of an angel. Just sitting there like. Never came back. Didn't even write me like, hey, Hart, my bad, bro. He said, fuck it. He all right. He said he all right.
He's a grown man. He be all right.
I said, damn.
Listen.
He's cold.
Guys, I feel like deja vu. Did we record an episode last week? I mean, the viewers are itching, and they didn't have nothing last week.
Brian, why was that, Brian? What happened?
Well, see, what happened was we had a technical difficulty over here.
No. We did not have nothing.
No, me and Ryan was just fine.
Yeah. Bro, 5 minutes before we end. Actually, it was probably within the last 2 minutes.
For sure.
Brian just looks at his screen, squinty eyes. He's like, he sends something in chat that we don't see. And he just disappears and doesn't say nothing. And then we end the podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, my wire was broken. Is that what happened? It was your wire for
my charger for my laptop.
Hey, we need to start a GoFundMe. Hey, Two Joes and a Pro GoFundMe for Brian, man.
Bro, yeah. I got a new charger. I'm good.
His new $20.
He got a charger. He got a charger from 5 and below. That shit gonna be done in 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks is gone.
Hey.
From Amazon, man. Made in Singapore. Like,
hey, he said, hey, who's a provider? HP. That joint on the charger said PH.
Brian's a mess.
Done.
He's over here. He's streaming in 720p.
Oh my gosh. He's keeping the quality down. Hey, man. Prayers for Brian, man. Prayers for him, man. He needs
Thank
it.
you.
Anyway, let's get straight to it, man. I hope you guys had a good week off last week. We wanted you guys to save your energy for this week. So getting straight into it, man. The NBA Finals is rocking, or NBA Finals. What I'm talking about? NBA playoffs is rocking. And we're in the conference finals now. So to recap, we're gonna start on the East Coast Conference. Eastern Conference. Fuck, I can't talk.
Damn,
man, you did it a lot better last week. You did a lot better last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did better. That's what happens. Anyway, Eastern Conference, man. The Celtics. I'm gonna start. Yeah, Brian. I'm starting with the Celtics. The Celtics. I told y'all. You know what I mean? I told y'all what's gonna happen. They didn't believe it. Brian didn't have faith. I said, man, the Celtics is gonna ball. I said, Jason Tatum is looking like the superstar he is. I said, Giannis ain't gonna be able to do nothing with him, and he was cooking.
Okay.
And then they got nervous. They got nervous. They lost the game after I said that, and they said, Ryan said, can he jinx them? Can he jinx them? Can he jinx them? I said, I ain't jinxed nothing. The boy's a baller. And guess what? It came and showed out.
Giannis was spent. He was done. He was so tired.
We said that last week, Kenny, but the episode didn't record, so I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, we did predict that. Yeah. Hey, the Celtics now, they might have been. They might be spent after going 7.
What did I? Hold. Since we're talking about previous episodes, what did I say a while back? I said whoever comes out of that is going to be so tired because they're going to be beating up on each other. The Heat going to be straight.
No, that had nothing to do with being tired. Nothing to do with being tired. They had one bad quarter. They won 3 of the 4 quarters, right? They just got blown out in the third quarter. That had nothing to do with being tired.
It doesn't. In the first half, they came out the gate, right? They said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna shoot it all we got." Boom. Jason Tatum started snapping. Yeah. Guess what happened? He said, "Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it." They came back and bust their ass.
No,
they did what
the Celtics got sloppy, started bitching to the refs, and they just got caught up in it.
I mean, just because they won a quarter by a couple points here and there doesn't mean anything. They got demolished in the third.
Yes, I know that. That's the only reason why they lost that game. I think they outplayed the Heat.
Hey, guess what? The only reason why the Grizzlies lost the first game against the Warriors is because Ja Morant missed the layup. Tell us something we don't know. Like, that doesn't tell you anything. Just because you missed a shot, or just because you're not playing good in the quarter, or you won 3 quarters, who cares? Did you win the game or did you lose?
Yeah.
You lost.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I'm not worried about it because it was game 1 of a 7-game series. It was in Miami, so it's gone chalk so far. It's fine.
Well, all I was saying is that I feel like they're tired. You said it's nothing.
I don't think they are.
They won 3 out of the 4 quarters, or whatever the case may be. All right, cool.
They're not tired.
Oh, by the way, since you got some animosity going because you're mad that Boston lost the first game, right? Tell me why the man that we talked about, Jimmy Butler, how he's like, he's okay player. Why he been busting ass? Why he been busting ass this playoffs? If he just a okay player, he's not a superstar. Why he been busting ass? Tell me that.
I mean,
he said it a while back.
It's the best he's played. I will give him that in the playoffs ever. It's the best he's ever played in the playoffs.
Who gonna stop him? Who gonna stop him?
I don't think anybody's gonna stop him. What they need to do is just they need to stop going for his fakes because he's like the king of doing that. He has the best up fake in the league, and they need to just keep him off the foul line. Did you know that a third of his points this year have come from the free throw line?
I'm very aware of that.
Okay, I'm just saying, you keep him off the free throw line, you mitigate him a little bit. So I would, if I was him, I would play a little less aggressive defense on him and just kind of bear with it.
But
he's not gonna
willingly let him bust your ass.
He's not gonna beat you alone.
Better from the 3,
but he's not gonna beat you alone. It's a sink.
Right.
That's all.
Okay.
You can let one guy snap as long as you take care of the rest.
If you say so, we'll see what y'all do tomorrow.
Was.
We'll see what y'all do tomorrow. So getting into the Western Conference, so everybody tweaked out about the Ja Morant getting his knee pulled and said that was the reason why. I don't believe that. So the Grizzlies end up losing, right? The Warriors win and handle business. They ended up winning 4-2, and they are playing surprisingly the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah,
I've said it before. Oh, I think I said it before. Actually, I might have said it last week, but that's in the archives. You'll never know. I said if they tie it up, I think Luka is going to go crazy because nobody can stop him, man. He just needs somebody else to come along with him. And Luka was, oh my gosh, that game 7, he was baking their ass out the gate. Out the gate. I don't know why Lil Wayne called him a hoe, as he had a little tweet said Luka a hoe. Put a tweet out there. Luka must have saw it. I saw in the first quarter. I don't know what fan was on the side. Luka, every time he got a bucket, he was talking to the fan, barking at the fan. I was like, don't ruffle him up. Mr. Euro himself, don't ruffle him up. He a different type of dude. He fundamentally sound. He putting big men in the post. He putting babies in the post. There's nobody guarding him. Like, he literally was Chris Paul. Get out of here. Get out of here. You know what I mean? What are you doing? It isn't Cameron Payne. You're not even playing. You can't even get out of here because you can't mess with me. You know what I mean? Biyombo, DeAndre Ayton put him in the post. He did DeAndre Ayton dirty in the post. He just cooked. He had 41, I believe, or 40 something like that. He just snapped, man. Spencer Dinwiddie had a good game. Jalen Brunson been playing really good. All you really need is one of them to play good, and he's straight. The Warriors, I still think the Warriors win. I told you before, the Warriors is my team to win everything. I still think they win because I don't know if Jordan Poole is playing anywhere close to how he's been playing before. It's hard. You're gonna stop Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson's getting back in his bag, and then on top of that, Andrew Wiggins been playing sneaky good, playing a hella defense. Draymond's still gonna be Draymond, right? Like, it's gonna be hard, man. But yeah, that's how the playoffs is rounded up. I know Chris Paul said he's coming back next year, whatever the case may be. But the way the Suns played, that was a bad game. That was probably one of the worst playoff games I've ever seen. It was embarrassing. They were down at 20 at half. It was crazy. Like, it was nasty. It was to the point where I was like, this can't be real. Like, they got to restart the game. There's no way they could be down 30 right now. They were down at 40 at one point.
Bro,
it was bad.
Yeah, it was a disgrace. They should be embarrassed by it.
Yeah. So,
how's Ryan's finals pick going? What was that again?
They're both gone. It was finals. This week's finals.
Yeah, that's right.
What is the pick?
I think he had Milwaukee and Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
He had a rematch.
You got me, Brian. Oh no.
Who did I say was gonna go?
You said Golden State.
I said I said it was either the Nets or it's gonna be the Heat, right?
I don't remember.
Or did I say 76? I don't know. Either way, I just know the Warriors gonna win. So
who was your team, Brian?
Celtics.
Oh, shocker.
I can't remember who. I remember I agreed with one of you on it, so I can't honestly, without going back and listening, I can't remember if I picked the Suns or the Warriors.
Oh, but don't worry, you made sure you remembered what I picked.
Oh yeah, because you're completely out.
I can't remember him.
Kenny and I still have a dog in the fight. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to be out.
I might have two. Yeah, you better be out for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Celtics are gonna lose in 4.
Oh my god.
What? That's crazy. That's a hot take. Like in 4, that's wild.
You heard it right here.
That's wild.
You heard it here first.
Okay. Tatum
spent.
must be getting hurt or something.
They're spent.
Marcus spent. Not from Marcus spent. Marcus Smart. His foot.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they're gonna lose.
No, he's probable for game 2, so he's playing.
Bro, I'm playing. I'm just playing.
However, I will say, what's going on with? Why are we still doing COVID protocols in the NBA right now? Like, come on, really? We're doing COVID protocols? Like,
why wouldn't
they're all vaccinated? Why are we doing it?
We're not getting into this. We're not getting into this discussion.
Okay, on to hockey and baseball. Go ahead, Brian.
Come on, Al Horford out. That's just BS. Man.
Should have worn a mask.
Oh man, hey, that's why you guys are gonna go down 0-2.
No.
Yeah.
3-1, baby.
Jimmy Butler,
3-1.
Defensive Player of the Year. He's coming in. He's gonna take care of Butler.
They're gonna get
okay.
swept.
I don't really believe that. I mean, I think he might help, but I don't know. I like Jimmy Butler. All right, real quick. Hockey. We got the. We're in the semifinals now, or no, the quarterfinals.
Oh my goodness, you don't even know.
Well, there's 8 teams left, 4 on each side. My bad. You could say it's the conference semifinals. Is that better?
Why did they call it that then?
What?
Why did they call it the quarters?
Well, if you include all the teams, it's the quarterfinals of the whole bracket.
Oh,
that's all. Anyways, it's a technicality, and Ryan wants to poke jokes. So
I said one thing. I said one thing. You act like I made this big statement. I said one thing.
All right, we got Tampa playing the Panthers. Tampa's up 1-0 on the series already.
That was my pick, by the way.
They smacked Florida in the mouth 4-1, and that was in Florida. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to say it's over already because it's hockey. You never know. It's probably going to be a long series. The Blues got upset by the Avalanche in game 1 of their series. Well, I say upset because I picked the Blues.
I'm about to say, do you think that was an upset?
I picked the Blues.
That was definitely was.
That's all.
Yeah, I know, but Avalanche. Come on.
Brian's upset.
Yeah, it's upset to me. Okay.
I'm upset.
Yeah. That's all that matters, Kenny. Come on. And then we have the other game ones are playing tonight. The Rangers and Hurricanes, they are tied 1-1. They're in overtime. And then the Oilers and Flames, they are just starting now. So we'll see how that goes. I was actually surprised that the Oilers took care of the Kings in the first round. They were down 3-2. I figured the Kings would get one of those games. But, hey, the Oilers fought back. I didn't think they were deep enough, but they definitely have the top-end talent. That top line.
Yeah, I'm surprised about have you been watching the Flames? I haven't caught any of their games this year.
I've caught just bits and pieces of their games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they? Is their team good?
Yes.
I know they're in the playoffs, but is their team good though?
They're
really good.
They're really good.
Have you given an update on the Bruins?
But they got smacked.
They had Backyard Universe. They in Cancun.
Listen, they took care of home ice. I'll give them that. I didn't even think they were going to do that. Okay, so they forced a Game 7, and then they got embarrassed in Game 7. So, what more do you want from me?
I just asked a question. We haven't got an update in a while.
All right, well, they suck.
Just making cheese.
No, you're going to probably see some significant changes from the Bruins in the front office this year. But, yeah, so that's where hockey's at right now.
Baseball. Let's do it.
Baseball. You know, we still got, you know, the Yankees are leading the way. The Yankees, the New York Yankees, are 28-9 right now.
That shit
Hey,
sound
but
like
hey, Boston's above Baltimore now, so there's a positive.
Yeah.
Hey, watch out for Boston.
If you had tuned in last week's episode that didn't record, I would have told you that Baltimore was ahead of Boston. But
lucky, that's probably why he unplugged his thing.
Yeah. I just unplugged it. I was like,
he said, I don't want to say that shit. Unplug.
And that was the same night. It was Game 5 with the Boston and Milwaukee. And Ryan earlier in the episode said, "Oh, they got it. It's over." And I was like, "There's 9 minutes left." And he jinxed it.
Yeah, they came back and won.
So I was just mad. I just said, "Screw it," and I just unplugged.
Let the battery die.
Yeah. Let's see. In the Central, you still got the Twins. They're 3 games up on the White Sox. Still a little surprised by them. I figured the White Sox would probably dominate that division this year, but it's still early, so we'll see. Houston is leading the way, but only by a half game over the Angels. They're going to go back and forth. You're probably going to see both of those teams in the playoffs come the end of the year. In the National League, you got the Mets. They should control the division most of the year. I am surprised, however, that the Braves are in 4th place right now. They were a playoff team last year. They didn't really lose much talent-wise. They did lose Freddie Freeman, but they brought in Matt Olson, which is close to a 1-for-1 trade. It's like, you know, an A+ for an A- or something, you know? So it's pretty close. So I'm surprised by that.
I have a generic baseball question.
Yeah.
So like the NFL, when players get traded, sometimes scheme has to do with a lot of things. For example, like cornerbacks, sometimes they get traded and the scheme just doesn't work out and they're not as good in that new team. Is it the same with baseball? Because it's like
not really
generally the same. So like if you're trading for a player, you know what you're getting and they're usually not a bust.
For the most part, you might have situations where you have players like coming from Colorado. They're playing at elevation, so they might have inflated numbers.
Or like if they play Yankee Stadium.
Right, especially if they're a left-handed bat.
Yeah.
If they're a left-handed bat in Yankee Stadium and they got 40 bombs, you can count maybe 25.
Take half his numbers. You can count it for 20, 50%.
I will say, though, if you're going from like a bad or an average team and you go to a contender, you might be in a different spot in the lineup, and that sometimes does affect baseball players. Like some of them, they get in their own head and they can't bat as a leadoff hitter, but if you put them at like the 4 spot, they're tremendous. Just some guys, they're head cases, man, and they're just weird. They're weird athletes. Yeah.
That's a cool little takeaway. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm bringing you expert analysis here of MLB players. No, they're like the most superstitious athletes that are out there.
Yeah,
I would be too.
In the NL Central, you got Milwaukee. St. Louis is close behind, only 3 games back. I'd say that those are the only 2 real contenders out of that division. The rest of the division is kind of meh. I wouldn't even pay attention to the rest. Now, the hot division is going to be the NL West. You got the Dodgers, Giants, and Padres, all contenders. They're all good teams. Right now, the Dodgers are leading the way, but Padres are 2 back and the Giants are 3 back. They all are playoff contenders. So the NL wild card race coming down the stretch in a few months is going to be really good. So, yeah.
I do have one more question. I got one more stat question. What is run differential? Like as a stat.
The same as point differential in football.
So just
how many runs? How many more or less runs they've scored versus their opponents?
Dang. Did you know that the Dodgers are at plus 83?
Yeah, they don't just win; they beat the dog shit out of people.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I was looking at. I was like sorting by differential, and then the Yankees are plus 75.
For the most part, your leaders in run differential are your playoff teams. It's usually correlates, and the higher it is, the more likely you are that you're going to win the whole thing.
All right, cool. Hey, we're learning stuff. We're getting it. Advanced analytics here for you. Bringing the nerd to baseball.
Yeah, that was a stretch for saying advanced.
Yeah. Okay.
It was good analytics, though. You tried.
It's advanced for Ryan. It's okay.
Thank you. Hey, can we talk about some football?
What?
Nothing. There's nothing crazy. Jarvis Landry. I mean, that probably happened last week, but I'm not going to cover anything that happened last week because I don't remember.
You probably should because I heard the episode didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh man, here you go.
Jarvis Landry is with the Saints right now, so they got a nice little receiving core. They got Michael Thomas, Olave, Jarvis, Kamara. Still, you would count him as a receiver more than likely.
He's more of a receiver than a running back.
Okay, shut up. That's
Drew Brees might be coming back.
Oh,
yeah, Drew
Drew
Brees is unsure about his future, but you know what? I wouldn't want him back. Did you guys see Jameis's stats last year before he got injured? The surgery worked on his eyes. I think he had 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Granted, the first game he played against the Packers, he had 5 touchdowns in that first game.
He balled out versus the Packers.
So,
and the rest of the time, he started playing like himself, throwing it to double coverage, and they was dropping interceptions. Like, come on, bro, what are you doing?
All right, no, the surgery worked. He can see now.
Bro, if Drew Brees seen the team that they building up, he's like, bro, I'll take a discount to have Chris Olave. I'm gonna have Jarvis Landry. I'm gonna still have Michael Thomas. I'm still gonna have Kamara.
He might come back. You never know.
Plus Brady probably egged him on.
Yeah.
What? I got all your records, bitch. Is that what he said?
Yeah. I got all your records, and I'm still smashing, and I got a crazy old deal after I retire, whenever I decide I want to retire. Drew Brees probably shit, I need to go get my numbers back up so I can ask for more bread.
Yep.
Anyway, my bad, Ryan.
Hey, give us the inside scoop, Kenny. Is Odell signing back with the Rams?
I don't think so.
All right.
I think he's gonna sign with the Packers, right? I just think this is the thing. When a player is in the off season or whatever, and especially when they're seasoned, they don't have any incentive to sign early, right? Because when you do that, pretty much your time goes away and is obligated to that team. So then you got to fly to that team, especially if you're injured. You got to do recovery with them. You got to go out and what if he doesn't want to be in Green Bay or wherever he signs to, right? He can stay in LA and chill out until it gets to around July time frame when everybody get ready for mini camp and stuff like that, and then he can go out there and then they can do the rehab and all that stuff like that and see how far he's progressing along.
Yeah, but the longer he stays in LA to rehab, the better chance I think that LA keeps him. I think that he actually resigns just because scheme wise he's got a role there. They got rid of Woods. Granted he didn't have to Woods.
They got rid of Woods, but they got Allen Robinson.
Yeah,
that doesn't help him. But Allen Robinson gonna need. They didn't give money to Allen Robinson for him not to get targets.
Yeah,
he's gonna get targets, but
and think about it. Last year it was 2 guys that got targets. Really, it was just one, right? It was Cooper Kupp, right, and then Robert Woods was an afterthought, right? If you have Cooper Kupp's number is not going anywhere as long as he's healthy. Allen Robinson, they're gonna definitely give him the ball, right? So with that being said, where's the place for Odell? Where's for him to eat?
Well, you're right, because that's what's left. He's got his Super Bowl ring, so now he's got to go out there and get his.
And A-Rod and him are cool. They're good friends, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna go out. I go out to the Packers, deal with the Hall of Fame quarterback that's way better. Let me not say that. I was about to say something. He's a better person or better player than Eli Manning, right? Statistically, and so with that
I was gonna say better person because Aaron Rodgers is a piece of trash. Of a human being.
You just know what
his own family doesn't even like him.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people's family don't like him. So
that's true.
But yeah, so they have a good relationship, and I think if he goes there, he's going to be a top 10 receiver fantasy.
Oh, stop. No. because he probably won't even go there till like November at best, and it's going to be cold coming back from an injury. He can't catch in Lambeau, at least to my knowledge. I've never seen him catch anything in Lambeau. Catch a cold.
Here you go.
Taking boat trips for games.
He had the beach hands.
Hit them. Hey, speaking of the Packers, they re-signed their cornerback, Jaire Alexander, on a 4-year deal, $84 million extension. So he got the bag. He's coming off of a collarbone injury, I think it is. So, I mean, he should
even give him more money.
Yeah.
84 is kind of low.
I don't even know. What is the cornerback market right now?
Listen, I know Jarvis got 100.
I know, but you got to think it relative to his position. Did he get paid top cornerback money? I don't know.
He should.
Well, yeah, I think.
Who's better than him?
Jalen Ramsey.
That's what I mean. Why I say Jarvis? I had Jarvis Landry in my head. Jalen Ramsey got 100.
Yeah.
Right? Jalen Ramsey.
But I think Ramsey is like above everybody. And then you can start.
Not over Jaire Alexander. Jaire Alexander, he's a dog, bro. Who cooked him this year? Nobody.
Yeah, I mean,
every game he had this year, he strap mob.
Oh, he is great.
Right? Like he's a problem. I don't know who's another corner besides him that's a lockdown. Bradbury?
No.
I don't even
shut up.
Like
he's like Bradbury's like good, but not.
He's good, but Jaire Alexander is like, hey, don't even worry about him. He's good. He's out there.
We're forgetting about who's the dude from the Ravens?
The Peters?
Yeah, Marcus Peters.
He's not.
He's not. Fell off a little bit.
He wasn't shut down.
He wasn't like how he used to. He just getting a lot of picks. He wasn't like how he used to be. When he was in Kansas City, he was doing something. He was acting bad.
Yeah.
But first year with Ravens, he was all right. But they're not like Jaire Alexander. You literally put your best receiver on him, and it's gonna be a quiet night. He was balling last year, bro. So like I'm thinking about $84 million. It was like they got it for a discount.
I mean, that's
like a friendly
deal. 21 million a year.
Yeah,
that's
I understand that, but
good.
Jalen Ramsey got 100.
100 over what? 5 years, right? Or no, 4 years.
I thought
it was 4 years because he's like.
I thought he got a crazy. Yeah, so whatever.
Oh, here we go. Jaire's he's at 21 mil a year, right? Yeah. So what are you complaining about? He's number one paid. He's the number one paid corner right now.
What?
Ramsey.
Not over Jalen Ramsey.
He's a 20 mil a year.
But I'm saying his contract was $100 million.
Yeah, he got.
So they might have given him a fat ass signing bonus, but his contract is $100 million.
No, he signed a 5-year deal, $100 million. That's why, because they gave him an extra year. Jaire's average is higher. He's just only got 4-year extension, and then Denzel, it's more than Denzel. So they gave him money.
Denzel Ward's 5 years for what?
Denzel Ward, I don't know if it was 5 years, but he's only at 20 million, 20.1.
Which I don't know why Denzel Ward got that much.
Yeah,
money.
he got a 5-year deal, 100 mil. I bet you he didn't get a 5-year deal because of his injury.
A collarbone.
That's what I'm saying. That would be his argument. Either that or
he might have won it. He might have won 4 years so he can still be in his prime when he
get paid again. Exactly. I don't know how old he is because he might be like an older player.
No, he's not. He on his rookie contract.
I know he is, but sometimes like AJ Brown is a younger player than like some of the receivers.
Yeah. He came out his junior year.
Okay. So
I think he might be like 20, 23, or 24.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, my bad. You continue.
All right. So the Giants, he's 25 right now. Anyways.
25?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to look it up. It was going to bother me. The Giants released last week. They had to, salary cap reasons. They released Bradbury. So they took a hit on his salary. He wasn't going to re-sign. I wouldn't have re-signed if I was him. And then he turned around and he signed with the Eagles today for 1 year, 10 mil.
Stacking up.
So, yeah, the Eagles look good. That sucks for the Giants. Bradbury's he's so good in my mind. But anyways, Philip Lindsay signed a 1-year deal with the Colts to be a backup running back. Tariq Cohen.
Oh my god,
what,
bro? I hate that. Why don't they just let him eat? Let Jonathan eat.
They are. Philip Lindsay's just there.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Just there.
Jonathan Taylor is gonna eat.
Oh, that's what we think every year, bro.
Yes.
Bro, last year he got like
year.
80% or something like that. Like,
yeah, he's good.
He was getting all the carries.
I need him to get everything. I don't need Naeem Hines or none of them to come to the game. I need it to be Jonathan Taylor 24/7. That's it.
Dude, so Brian sent this video, but I wasn't watching it. Tariq Cohen was doing a live stream workout, and all you heard was pop. Yeah. And apparently he tore his Achilles mid-workout.
Bro, it was loud. It was so loud. I didn't know that was loud like that.
Yeah. No, the Achilles tear, that joint it pop.
Man.
And that thing roll up on you. Like a fruit roll.
Yeah, like it wasn't graphic or anything. Like he just went down to the ground, obviously, and was like, "Oh man, no!" Like he was like upset. Like he knew right away he was done. But
you can, because when when you tear it, when you reach down for it, you like, what the, ain't nothing there.
Yeah,
ain't no tension. You can feel it in your calf. So I've only seen it twice, but
I bet I'm sure it's a gross injury. Like I feel bad for him too, because like. He's been getting injury after injury. You know?
So that's a tough one to come back from. That's why it was such a big deal last year that like Cam Akers was coming back at the end of the year, but like players like coming back from an Achilles period is unheard of. Let alone
we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Go listen to it now.
Yeah, Aaron Foster.
Oh yeah. Anyway. He did have a good year when he came back, right?
Yeah, I think he had one and then
he was done.
But I think he was older then too. So
yeah, that's true.
That's all I got. Yeah, nothing crazy. Do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen? Oh, I will say this. What do you think is going to happen with Baker? 1 and 2. The NFL is starting to meet with Deshaun Watson. They've already reported that he will serve suspensions this year. They haven't come out and said how many games that's going to be, but I think it is. They are meeting with Deshaun in Texas.
I think it's trash though. Like if I'm not guilty, I shouldn't serve a suspension.
Oh,
like
really?
I shouldn't. Yeah. If I'm not guilty, I shouldn't serve a suspension.
I agree, but it's the precedence they've set.
That's just weird to me. Anyway,
that's what happens when you give the commissioner too much power.
That's true. I think as far as Baker goes, it depends on what happens with the suspensions. Because I think right now they messed up their money. The Browns did, and nobody's going to take Baker unless they give him away for free, pretty much, right? So it's going to come down to it where you either release Baker or you're going to have to let him play because. Depending on how long Deshaun is sitting out.
He ain't playing.
But then Baker's not going to play?
He's not going to play for the Browns. They went and... Who's the backup they picked up? Brissett?
Yeah, Brissett.
They went and signed Jacoby Brissett in preparation that, like, they know Baker's a hothead, and he's not going to come back after they
But they did that in preparation thinking that they're going to get something from him and he's going to leave.
Well, they were asking for too much. They were asking for a first-round pick at first.
That's what I'm saying. They thought they were going to get something and they got nothing. So then what are you going to do now? Are you going to let him play or are you going to release him and still have to pay him his money?
I mean, that's what I don't know. I think you get him out of the locker room. Not because, like, you just want to clear it out. It's kind of like similar. Isn't that what Brady did or Belichick when he released Cam Newton? It was like he was going all in on Mac Jones, and he was like, I'm getting him out of the locker room because then you're gonna get a split team. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was either going to be Cam's team or he was gone. Yeah, that's how that was going to go. So it's the same situation. I think he should end up in Seattle, honestly.
I think he should. He's probably going to go to Carolina,
the best place for him
though.
To start. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think that ship sailed. I don't think he's going to Carolina.
Not if
I don't think
Robbie
if he goes to Seattle,
it.
That doesn't fix him either.
No, but
he ain't no different than Drew Lock to me.
I think he's better than Drew Lock. and he's at least a proven commodity.
You know where he needs to go? Atlanta. They don't have. Marcus Mariota is not gonna.
But they wanted Mariota. They targeted him. They wanted him as their bridge quarterback until they draft one.
Well, I just don't think it's gonna work out.
We'll see how that happens with Mariota. I don't know if he still got it.
I don't think they care if it works out because the higher the pick they get, the better. So they're just like
they probably go get Bryce Young after.
Yeah.
So anyway, man, that does it for football. We'll go straight into the great debate. I had 2 topics I wanted to get you guys' opinion on. One is going to be NIL deals for collegiate and non-professional athletes or amateur athletes. And I wanted to get you guys' opinion on the U.S. women winning that lawsuit versus the USSF.
Yeah.
Right? It's 2F or 2 S's?
2 S's.
USSF. Okay, cool. So let's first start with the NIL deals. What's your thought process on there? How much do you guys know about the NIL deals?
I mean, I know a little bit about like the amounts that have been going out to some of the players that have been signing. I know that chick from LSU. And obviously we talked about this, but I'm going to cover it again.
Yeah.
I think the NIL deals are amazing for some of these athletes, some of these sports that are not like conventional sports, like these players that get to play like lacrosse, like if they're big name people doing like gymnastics, bowling, like these like these teams can get signed, or these players can get signed to deals and make money earlier in their careers, and especially gymnastics, like the longevity of their career is not super long because they need to be like shorter, more nimble, and like they got to get paid earlier. You know what I mean? So that's why she's making a ton of money. Is it over $1 million?
Yeah, I think it's right at $1 million deal. So yeah. But do you think it helps? Do you think it helps or hurt the sport? Like sports, right? Do you think like the players are going to still be focused? Do you think it incentivizes players to just chill in college and not go to the league? Or vice versa, or like what's your thought process on that?
It could. It depends on the makeup of their character. I mean, you have some guys that are just naturally lazy, and they might just take advantage of, hey, $1 million is good enough for me. Like to them, they're probably coming from nothing, and then $1 million. Like if somebody said when you're 18, here's $1 million, what are you gonna say? Thank you.
Yeah, it's over.
You know what I mean? So I could see sometimes that happening. I think for the most part, you're going to have the competitive edge of these guys that's just going to keep driving on. So the majority of the time, they'll continue on. I do think, however, it impacts smaller schools in a negative way, especially in your major sports like basketball and football, where certain teams, they're always in the top 5 of the recruiting class. They already get all these blue chippers, and then you might get instances where you get these guys that have signed NILs, and you can bring them on your team and not sacrifice one of your scholarships and still just bring them onto your team, so you could stack teams even more, because you don't have to have a scholarship to play football or to play basketball.
That'd be interesting.
You think that is a interesting idea, but you think these guys are going to say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not going to take a scholarship. I'm going to have my NIL deal and then come play for you guys, and then have to pay for my school so I can play football with you."
They would build that into the NIL. They'd give them more the NIL to pay for their school.
It's not through the school though. It's through these individual companies, right? So like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, you could try to structure something like that. That's very difficult. And the NCAA probably will look into that. Like,
I hope so. They
have to make some rules because right now there's really no limit to how much money you can make.
Let's
right. Which
go ahead. I was going to say, let's say that you have this 5-star recruit coming out. He wants to go to Alabama. Okay, and he signs an NIL deal, and as part of the NIL deal, they say, we want you to go to for whatever reason, we want you to go to a Big Ten school. And you'll get more money if you go to a Big Ten school. But he really wants to go to Alabama. So then he's choosing between going to Alabama or going to a Big Ten school, he'll get more money to go to the Big Ten school, and he might not get scholarship.
We don't know the rules. We don't know the rules for it. Like there may be.
I don't think
rules.
there are. I think it's a free for all right now.
That's what I'm saying. There will be.
That's what I'm saying. The NCAA has to. I think they're supposed to come up with something, but they do have to make some type of rules as far as like what can be allowed, what's not, because it's going to get crazy, right? Because a lot of players are really getting cashed out, right? And they're saying, oh, these are through sponsorships. When schools is like, oh yeah, we can give money now. Hey, call up, what's his name, the booster? They tell them to offer the bag, right? And they're giving out the bag. So like, it's to me. I don't think it more. I'm all for the guys getting money. I wish I was able to get the money when we play college ball, right? I'm all for that. I just think that it has to be a cap because it's going to be hard to control the ego, in my opinion, right? Like for instance, that the high school player that got a $4 million contract and it increases. He's a junior in high school. He got a $4 million contract and it increases as every year until he gets in college. Like that's crazy to me. Like you have a $4 million deal and you haven't even touched college yet. Which is fine. You get money, right? You're able to take care of your family and stuff like that. I get it. But that's just crazy. Yeah. That's like a lot of money that they're dishing out for, maybe potential, right? Like that's the thought process. And I think it's hard to, like, if I'm a high schooler and I'm got a contract for $4 million, you can't tell me shit as a teacher.
But that's not any different than these colleges offering kids in grade school scholarships.
But it is though. It is the same because that scholarship is not it's not a 4-year agreement. It's only 1 year, first of all. So if you slack off, they can say, oh, cool, we're taking your scholarship back. And I've seen it happen.
Sure.
That's the thing, right? So like it's a whole different thing compared to I got guaranteed money. I got $4 million is guaranteed, right? Because the scholarship offer is not necessarily guaranteed because you can get hurt. They can pull your scholarship back. So it's not, that's what the thing is, a misconception, right? A lot of people get offered and they're like, oh man, you got these offers. If they offer that same scholarship to 5 different players. So if one of the players sign and they don't have one, they're going to say, nah, man, sorry, the offer's back off the table. And you're going to be like, what? How? Because they throw it out and they say whoever can grab it first, right? Because they got to make sure they fill these spots. They got to make sure they get these scholarships, right? So that's how it plays in that case. So I don't see that. But I think that the ego is going to be the biggest thing that people have to worry about because if I got $4 million, it's hard to tell me something. Right, especially with the day and age with social media and everything like that, you turn into a celebrity. Like you don't even stay focused. But anyway,
and it's not just that, but they're also younger, so they're more immature, more
Yes.
I mean, I'm just saying that there's a level of maturity that comes along with having that much money, And when you're 18 years old, I'm sorry, when I was 18 years old, I would have been the immature one. I would have been like, oh, I'm going to blow this money.
Strip club.
Yeah, or something, I'm going to be doing something. I'm spending that money, and I don't care about anything else at this point.
Nah.
So,
yeah.
I think it's a good tool for teams that are going to draft these players, just because you get more, anytime you can gather more data on players, the better. And right now you're going to be able to tell those intangible, like, soft skills, like did they slack off? Did they get the bag and then all of a sudden their draft stock went down because they weren't playing as well? Like which of you want to sign the players that are going to be hungry, because when they get to the league, for example, the NFL, after their rookie deal, they get paid, they get the big bag. Are they the type of player that's going to like flounder off and just chill because they got their money, or are they going to drive and strive to be? Are they competitive enough to keep playing and play harder? I think they're going to learn a little bit of that. Granted, you're going to have one-off scenarios where like something happened or they got influenced by someone and then they get their crap together and it's fine. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a good factor.
You might be able to avoid a Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah. I think you both put out valid points, right? With you talking about, hey man, now these professional teams are able to scout better, right? See not only your skills on the field, but your characteristics off. How do you handle money, things like that? Do we have to worry about it? Are you gonna be a problem, right? And to your point earlier, Brian, saying like, okay, man, the NCAA definitely got to come up with some rule and regulations because players can be like, all right, listen, hey Booster, give him the money, and then part of that he has to come to Alabama to get all extra incentive,
right?
And he doesn't get a scholarship. That's crazy too. So with that being said, we'll close on that and go into the the lawsuit with the U.S. women winning the $22 million lawsuit. And what's your thought process on them coming up to an agreement for their CBA just to have equal pay across the board.
I guess I don't understand their CBA versus like in this respect. I don't understand how it's incorporated into the World Cup, like, because it's just for the U.S. So, like, if you have them competing in the World Cup, how do you decide how much of that pool money they get? You know what I mean? Because obviously, in the World Cup, the men's soccer teams worldwide get more money than the women's, because a lot of countries, their women's team is not nearly as developed and good as ours is.
Yeah. I think the argument they were making was that the men, obviously, their sport may get more money, but proportionally they were getting a higher percentage share of that money than the women were getting. Right, they were getting fixed rates and stuff like that.
But I think this is unique to the U.S. I think
it is.
Because our women's team is the better of the two soccer teams in their respective leagues.
Okay. Well, I would argue they'd probably beat the men, but I mean,
no, they're not. I don't think they beat them. I think it's a good match. I don't think they beat them though, but I think it's a good match.
But what I'm saying is, like, our men's team compared to the rest of the world's men's team, like, they're not close. They're not as competitive. So our women's team, for the U.S. viewership, they bring in more revenue from the U.S. probably. But worldwide, are they? Because I feel like men's World Cup is viewed worldwide as a whole more than the women's.
I think for me, I watch both, right? I think their argument is mainly because they are actually winning the World Cup, right? And their viewers in America is way higher, to your point, right? It's way higher. So they're saying, listen, with that being said, it's way higher, but we're not even getting half the money as these jokers that suck.
Right.
The men. I'm talking about a men's team, right? That suck. They get there and they lose all the time. They disappoint, and they're getting way more money than us. So we got to figure that out because our numbers are high too. So, like, I don't know too many people that watch the men U.S. soccer. I know they watch, Portugal, right, Germany, Spain, England, France, right? Cool. That's what I want to watch. Or Brazil. I want to watch them.
Right.
I even want to watch it for Ivory Coast, right? I don't want to watch the U.S. men's national team, right? But I'll watch the women's, though.
Right.
I would definitely watch the women's, right? So I think that's what their argument is. I think it's good to see them get the money, right? I know I don't think it's going to bother them that much because they're going to be good for a while. They got a good farm leagues with women coming up. So I was a little worried about the guaranteed salaries going away, but hey, if they don't care about it, then I ain't gonna care about it, right? So at least they got their money. I thought it was good. I just wanted you guys' opinion on that, just because I know a lot of it was going back and forth, and they were, a little bit upset, which they had a reason to be not getting equal pay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as far as the CBA goes, like, it's got to be independent. It's got to be like U.S. only. Like, they must have some U.S. agreement.
No, it is.
It's got to be separate, from the World Cup, because, like I said.
I think they're going to take the money that they get from the World Cup and then split it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So that makes sense.
That's what it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That I agree with. Like, okay. And in a sense, if the men's team ever was a real competitor and, maybe even won one, then that one particular year, they're going to bring in a ton of money for the women. But in the long run, I feel like the women bring in a more steady amount of money to the pool than the men's team does.
I think so too.
If we're basing it off of viewership in the U.S. and
because they make it more than the men, right? Well, I think we didn't make it the last one, so
in their respective league, it's just the way it is. I'm good with that. I'm good with equal pay. I just want to make sure that, regardless of women or men, it's like how much money you bringing in.
Yeah, fair across the board. Right.
If you're only bringing in 20% of the money, then you should only get 20. Right. You shouldn't get 50. Yeah. That's all. Yeah. But as long as it's close, or even if you're bringing in more than the men, then fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Yeah.
Too easy. Ryan, you got anything to say before we close it out?
I got one more thing. Has nothing to do with anything we were talking about. But during
well, that does it for the great debate. Let's go.
During our fake episode last week, was that the week that we were discussing Brady signing as a lead analyst with Fox?
Yes.
We talk about
Yes.
that. So I want the people to hear your opinion, Brian, on Brady signing a $375 million 10-year deal with Fox to be their lead sports analyst upon his retirement.
Yeah. Okay. Great for him. I think it's kind of idiotic for Fox. You don't even know if the man can even be a good announcer. Yes,
well, lead analyst, so whatever that
right,
means.
whatever. I mean, so what? He is the
That
greatest.
means he's gonna be Kurt Herbstreit.
Right, he's the greatest football player ever. Whatever, fine. That doesn't mean you're good at this particular job. I don't know, 10-year contract, like.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure they've done their research. They're not just.
No, they haven't.
Their research is he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
That's right.
We're gonna get our viewers are gonna go through the.
They want
That's
the
a large
personality.
fact. That's a large factor of it. But it's not like Brady has never been in front of a camera before. The guy came in the league ugly, and look at him now. He's like one of the most gorgeous men ever, and he's gotten better. He's gotten better with age. He does a bunch of TikToks. He does a bunch of videos. Like he's actively on social media, so they have plenty of evidence to tell that he can act or he can do stuff in front of the camera.
That's his PR team, bro.
Yeah, and Fox is thinking like, listen, the amount of viewers that are coming in, it doesn't matter what he says. He can say whatever he wants. He can come in there and just say whatever he wants, and guess what? They can't say anything because he'll just show his Thanos glove with his like 900 rings.
So my only question is this man going to be
instant
in
credibility?
A broadcast? Is he going to be on a broadcast?
I hope so.
He's gonna be like Troy Aikman. He's gonna be like Troy Aikman.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure if he was going to be doing that or if he was going to be like what Terry Bradshaw's been, because I could see them replacing Terry Bradshaw with him. You know, it's TB12 again, because Terry Bradshaw was number 12. In case people didn't know.
Thanks for explaining that.
Well, look, they like to have a character like that, like in a quarter. They like to have the quarterback.
I don't think Tom Brady's like that though. I think that's more Gronkish.
Well, maybe it's a package deal. We don't know about it yet.
Nah, cut it out.
I don't know. It's too much money to commit to him without really knowing. I don't know.
Who are the Fox announcers right now?
Well, that's fair. I mean, I get they just lost Aikman and Buck, but
yep, they definitely do. Then Buck is a dog. I like Buck out of everything.
Who do they have?
Yeah.
They got who's gonna
take over?
So they just had. I don't know who's gonna take over.
Who's the one guy that always announces the Big Ten games? Isn't he on Fox?
I don't know.
I mean, he's got that iconic like voice. Damn, I'm terrible with names.
Herbstreit?
No, it's not him.
No. I don't know. Anyway, while you guys are looking that up, man, I'm going to touch on one thing. This weekend is the PGA Championship. My guy Tiger is back in it. I know Phil Mickelson is out, and I just saw that Bryson DeChambeau is out as well. So if you guys are looking into put some money somewhere, if you have any extra funds, if you're not paying for this expensive ass gas or food or any of this inflation high prices, right? I think you should put your money on Scotty. Why wouldn't he win it? Why wouldn't he win? Right? Scotty, I would say maybe Roy, because I like how Roy was playing 2 weeks ago. And then a dark horse, maybe Tiger. I know there's a couple other guys that's going to be in there in the run of it, but those are like my three that I put money on. So, yeah.
If you're doing I did one year did a little like, I guess you picked like 4 or 5 golfers and you did all like you counted the points up at the end or whatever to see who had the lowest score total. If you're doing something like that, you could add a guy like Justin Rose. He's usually a pretty solid pick. He does well.
Justin he's been striking.
Yeah,
good.
He does well in the majors too. So that's another name that I know of. I'm not really that well. I'm not that well versed in golf, but I know a few of the players. So
yeah, I hope one of the young guys do something, right? Will's Outdoors or something like that.
The sport definitely needs somebody to infuse some youth into there.
Yeah, because Jordan Spieth was supposed to be that guy, and he kind of fell off, right? And then what's his name?
I mean, how old's Rory now? Like he's starting to get up there a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, Roy might be in his 30s,
Yeah.
like low 30s.
They need like a young 25-year-old or something to come in and just I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna come or not.
It's a couple young guys though that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. I need to do better and remember everybody's name right. So many of them. That's fairly similar, but I think for sure it should be a good tournament this week. I'm excited about watching them tomorrow. All right. Yes, guys, I do watch golf. Yes, Kenny does watch golf. All right. Anyway, before we close out, I know Ryan, did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. So first off, this year it's going to be Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on NBC.
That's all right.
Jim Nance and Tony Romo's CBS. Kevin Burkhardt, is that the one you were thinking of, Brian? Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson is likely to be the person for Fox, which I imagine Greg Olson is just going to be a placeholder for.
Greg Olson's not bad, though.
I know he's not bad, but he's probably going to be a placeholder for Tom Brady. Like they'll just replace him.
And Joe Buck and Troy went to where?
ESPN.
Oh.
And then Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels are going to do Amazon Prime.
Oh, that's dope. I like Kirk.
No, the guy I'm thinking of is Gus Johnson. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Gus Johnson is tough. He's good.
Yeah, he's got that voice, like it. Yeah, it's just
he has a surround sound voice. You play it on the speakers like Gus Johnson. Like I don't know. I know that was bad.
I would listen to him call any game. That's that guy's got a great voice.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, guys, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys next week. As always, follow us on the social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, subscribe, like, comment, get this algorithm going, get these views up. We appreciate your support as always. Peace. Enjoy your week.
Hope this episode